All right, so in the previous session, basically we saw assignment routing, right? We saw how we can um, route the assignment to work list or work basket. Today we are going to talk about approvals. Okay, approvals in Pega are divided into two type in general. One is called single level. Other one is called cascading. What exactly are these? We need to understand that first. What is a single label? What is a cascading? Single label means only one approval is needed. Okay, you can determine it can be work basket or work list. Okay, and you can determine the work list and work basket based on any rule, based on participant managers and all whatever it is. But only one level of approval is needed. Only one team or person needs to approve. So for example, when you send your leaves, right? Leaves are usually approved by your manager only, right? When you send a request, that is directly with one basically department's control. Only one person or one person from that department for basically for representation of that department. Basically, only one person approves from the work basket. Okay, so this is single level. This is quite easy, quite usual whenever you need one approval. Okay, like how we configure there in the assignment for approval one. Basically, let me see. So see approval here, we have single level. You can transfer it to a specific user, you can transfer it to a work queue, or you can use a business logic. We will talk about that, where in the business logic you can determine basically who is going to be the approval at the runtime. Okay, you will have to configure, sorry, not configure view, you will have to configure the logic here. Okay, who's going to be the approval? It can be conditional, it can be any business logic that you want. Okay, if this is that, then route to this. If this is that, then route to this. Otherwise route to that, whatever it is, route to operator or work queue, this is available. Okay, you can select that. Okay, if the loan that the person is applying for, if it is a new customer, then route it to basically a work queue. If it is an old customer, then route to this operator. Business logic like this. That's fine. That's still single level. Only one person will approve. But this is common. This is very common actually. This kind of approvals are very common. This is what mostly you will be configuring. But then there is a cascading approval. Okay, cascading approvals mean multi-level. When you submit a reimbursement request, usually what happens, your managers approves, then your manager's manager also approve, and then probably it goes to finance department, or just for processing, or maybe there might be three level of approval: your manager, your manager's manager, and your manager's manager's manager, right? It can be multi-level approval, which can be dynamically determined. Maybe if you are submitting a reimbursement request for less than 5,000 rupees, only one level of approval is needed. Let's say your manager, right? So you are submitting, let's say, loan account here in this case, right? If loan account is submitted, then uh, basically it's if loan amount is greater than, sorry, less than or equal to 5,000, then one level approval is needed. That's probably it will be reviewer one, right? um, if loan amount is basically less than 10,000, but then
So
then
maybe like premium, right, Mahesh? Like,
yeah, premium, yes.
things, yeah.
Yeah, I mean it could be anything, premium or whatever
Right.
value you
Yes.
choose. Okay, maybe
Mm-hmm.
R1, definitely, because it is less than 5,000, and R2 both need to approve, right? If it is greater than 10,000, right, then probably R3 is also needed to approve. This is conditional. R1, R2, and R3. This could be like this. Or in your case, if we talk about an employee scenario, right? If you basically claim that your reimbursement claim, if claim amount is less than, let's say, 1,000 rupees, only manager. If it is less than 10,000, sorry, 5,000, then two level of approval is needed: manager and manager's manager, and manager's manager. Anything greater than that, greater than 5,000, three level of approval is needed basically: manager, manager's manager, and manager's manager's manager. Okay, three level. So this first one where you are determining it basically based on the value, but no reports. Okay, let's talk about the second one. In the cascading, the second one where you have employee reporting structure, we called it in the multi, basically in the cascading, we call it reporting manager structure. That you use the reporting manager structure and you specify to what label: one label, two label, three label, four label, conditionally. So one is reporting manager. When based on the person, maybe the person who is submitting that, based on the loan amount, we will say that okay, if the loan amount is less than this, then only one label, that is the managers who the basically the loan executives manager. If it is greater than 5,000, less than 10,000, then two label: managers, managers, manager, right? Two label. So this is called reporting structure. You need to have the reporting structure defined on the operators clearly in order to achieve that kind of approval. So I'm going to start demoing the cascading reporting manager first. Then there is a second type which is called authority matrix, where it's not reporting structure based. You define in a decision table that okay, if this, I mean like this, okay, that okay, if this is a basically less than 5,000, this user; if this is less than 10,000, this user and this user; if this is less than this user, this user, this user; greater than 10,000, things like that. That comes under authority matrix. No reporting structure, but it's still multi-level. Let's talk about the reporting manager first. And in this scenario, I'm going to say that whoever is creating, let's say this case is being created by an executive, basically from the insurance company. So if whoever is creating, if the loan amount requested is less than 50,000, then the manager of the user who created this case has to approve. If it is less than 1 lakh, then manager and manager's manager. If it is greater than 1 lakh, then three level of approval is needed based on the reporting structure. So I'm going to submit the case. I'm first going to open my operator and assign a manager to myself. So work reports to who am I going to report? That's going to play my manager. So I'm going to say manager 1 B3. I'm reporting to manager 1 B3. Okay. This manager will also have a manager, right? Let's set a manager to manager 1. Do we have manager 2? No, I'm going to set reviewer 1 as basically manager of manager 1. And then manager 1, sorry, reviewer 1 is going to have reviewer 2 as its manager. Okay, reviewer 2. So we have three level of this user is reporting to manager 1. Manager 1 is reporting to reviewer 1. Reviewer 1 is reporting to reviewer 2. Reviewer 2 is not reporting to anybody. So that is okay at this point of time. Maybe it's a super user. Okay, let's consider that. How do we configure this here? So you have the approval shape. You will say, okay, it's going to be cascading, that is multi-level. Approval based on authority matrix or reporting. I'm going to talk about reporting manager. Now, reporting manager is again based on two type. Okay, one simple reporting manager, the other one is work group. So your team's manager, I mean not your but team manager will play out there. Okay, I'm going to go with the simple one first, reporting manager. Okay, so I'm going to say, okay, reporting manager is what we need. Do you need one label? Do you need all the label until you find a manager? Or do you need custom? I'm going to demo you guys one label first. Okay, only one manager's approval will be needed in every case, no conditions here. Let's create a case. Cust, no. Okay, I'm going to submit. This is me submitting this, okay? Pega will automatically determine my manager. See, MGR1 is my manager, okay? I have selected one label. So as soon as the manager one approves it, since I am admin, I can approve it on behalf of manager one. The case moves away. The review is completed. Now I'm going to go back here and say all. So see, if I say all, so I have this manager, this has manager one has R1, R1 has R2, R2 doesn't have, so it will stop at R2. Let's see. Okay. This time I have said all until you find a manager. So this is first label, manager one approves. This is the R1, manager of manager one, second label, approves. Then managers of manager one, second label, third label basically, R2, who's manager of R1. After that, R2 doesn't have a manager, so it is considered approved. Let's come back. What is this custom? Now, custom is based on when condition. Okay, you know when condition. There is some out of the box when condition like always. If you want always three label, you can say always two label. It will always go up to two label. Or you can customize this. You can say if loan amount is, you will have to create a basically case there, sorry, when rule there. So I'm going to basically apply that concept of dynamically picking up the label, okay, based on the loan amount. But I'm not requesting them to provide a loan amount, sorry, insurance premium amount. Okay, we haven't configured that. So if we haven't configured that, so what can I do? I'm going to say no, new and old, okay? That's what I'm going to use. So if it is old, it's just old, okay? This is the condition for old, right? If new customer is no, let me save as this for new as well, is new customer. When rule for new customer. I'm going to make a copy of old as new as well. Going to change the condition to yes. So if the answer of this one was yes, then it is going to be a new customer. So I'm going to say if it is old customer, two label. If it is new customer, then three label. Old customer, two label. If it is new customer, then three label. It can be any value from the case, okay, that you can use to determine what level of approval is needed. Let's create a case. I'm gonna say no first. That is existing customer, old customer. Two label is what we are expecting. So this is the label 1, approve. This is the label 2, and after that it should be done. Good. Now I'm going to create a case with new customer. This is new, okay? So this should be 3 level of approval up to R2. This is the level 1, approves it. This is level 2, approves it. And this is level 3. We got up to 3 level. Approve it. And that's all, right? This is all. So this is basically based on the reporting manager structure. Now, let me just show you work group manager as well, just with one example. I'm going to say one label. So it depends what work group you belongs to. So first I need to check which work group do I belong to. Operator. Default at the rate B3. Let me select the reviewer work group. And this work group should have manager. Let me see if it has a manager. No, so I'll need to add the manager. Maybe I will add reviewer 1 as a manager of this work group. Okay. So this time it should go to R1, and I have selected only one label, right? So it will go to R1 only. Did I save it? I think I saved it. Okay. We'll find out. So yes or no doesn't really matter this time. So if I submit, it should be R2 because that's what my work group is. I think I did not save it. And because I changed my profile, I should log off and log in. 1 second. Am I the manager of that? 1 second. This is my profile. Sorry, not access group. Operator. And I belong to this reviewers one. Sorry, here is the manager, right? I am myself manager. It should be R1. Sorry, that's why it was not working. Let me create again a case. Will it take? I think it should take because it is going to determine at runtime who is the manager of that work group. See, it went to R1. One label only, R1 approves, things get done. Same way you can have custom there as well. Then it will jump onto manager concept after. First step will be basically finding the manager of the work group that you belongs to. Okay. And then after that, of course, it is going to be the next manager and next manager and next manager. Okay. So that's basically the reporting structure based approval. Okay, cascading approval. We saw the single one yesterday itself. That's fine. That's just who you assign to. Next is going to be authority based, but I will break it down to another session. We have explained the concept here, what exactly authority looks like, but there we will have to create one more rule type called decision tree, and I don't want to put a lot of content in the same session. So let's do that in the next session. Here we will conclude with the approval cascading reporting manager based, where we covered the the manager of the person as well as manager of the work group or basically the team, and we will conclude here.